As a child, did you ever watch the same movie over and over again? If so, what was it? Land Before Time, all of them. Groundhog Day. My parents said I was experiencing an existential crisis although I was only 7. Tremors. Countless times, and I'm so proud of my brother and my immaculate taste from day one. Robots and Chicken Little. Several. But one that stands out, and I watched a billion times when I was a kid, was The Three Amigos. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Brave Little Toaster. I just watched it recently and I still enjoy it just as much. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. My favorite scenes were when Harry and Ron were almost murdered by the tree, and the scenes featuring Dobby. Matilda. It resonated with me in a way I don't think I fully understood as a kid, but I remember always rewatching this movie. Yes. The Troll in Central Park. If you know, you know. Really, all Don Bluth movies. The Never-Ending Story. Back to the Future and the first 2 Lord of the Rings movies. A League of Their Own. It's still one of my favorites. Happy Gilmore. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I just loved it. I think I drove my dad a little bit nuts with it. Upsy XD. Forrest Gump. Charlotte's Web. Watched it until the VHS literally broke. For you sweet summer children. VHS was what we had back in the Stone Age. Rolling on the floor laughing. Oh. And Milo and Otis. Heart. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Star Trek 4 dozens of times apiece. They were the first, grown-up, movies I saw and I loved them. The Last Unicorn, The Secret of NIHM, Never-Ending Story, Star Wars. I used to love watching Drop Dead Fred. It's been on my list to re-watch again for a while, since I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Charlie's Chocolate Factory, movie is lit. When I was about 8, my parents got me a VHS of The Lion King. I actually watched it every single day over my summer break. It was sort of a tradition I had before bed. Sound of Music again and again. The Wizard of Oz. Absolutely timeless. No. We only had a Wednesday afternoon movie on TV back then. There was practically nothing else for kids. VHS players weren't even invented yet until I was 7. I watched Aladdin literally back to back for about 8 hours once when I was homesick from school. This was back when it was on VHS, so rewinding it between watches took some commitment. Princess and the Frog. Nothing But Trouble. 1991. I rewatched it recently and it was awful. I probably watched that movie 20+ times as a kid. Has anyone else seen it? One Piece film Red. I loved Cars 2 so much my mom took me to theaters like 30 minutes away because it was the only place showing it. Homeward Bound. The Rescuers Down Under. Land Before Time. Dark Crystal. And My Neighbor Totoro. Secret of Neve 2. I Have 3. Cinderella. Beyond the Mind's Eye. And Donald in Mathmagic Land. I would watch them back to back sometimes. I ultimately ran all those tapes ragged. Secret of NIHM. Moonwalker. Grease 1. Homeward Bound. Star Wars. Og Trilogy. Indiana Jones. Raiders. I watched An American Tail. Fievel Goes West. Every single day after school for about a month when I was a little kid. It was the first piece of media I ever hyperfixated on. Hook. I had every single line memorized, too. Hook. Bangarang. Asterisk. Yes, I did. It was Labyrinth. For a while I was really into watching Dances with Wolves. I was a weird kid. Harry Potter movies. Still waiting for my letter from Hogwarts and I'm nearly 30. Home Alone 1, 2, Matilda, Baby's Day Out, Sound of Music. Yay! This one leaked BJ video of a hot British model. Sandlot, Lion King, Aladdin, E.T., Little Rascals, just to name a few. The Paper Brigade. It took me years to rediscover it. Digimon the movie. Old Yeller loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying. Spies Like Us starring Chevy Chase. Johnny Socko and his giant robot. The Rise of the Guardians! Exclamation mark. Yup. Sky High. Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movies. Scream movies. Etc. For a long time though, it was Sky High. I literally watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The Pyramid of Light so many times that the CD broke like it didn't get scratched. It literally broke. I had it on like almost every day to the point that I could basically quote the entire movie. Hercules. I made my dad watch The Two Towers with me several times a week. State Property by Beanie Seeker Land Dams Part 1 and 2 but mainly Part 1. Back to the Future and Rambo. Around the World in 80 Days. The Jackie Chan one. I unironically love that movie despite it being pure nonsense. Tangled. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Kung Fu Panda. A Bug's Life. Toy Story 3. Pokémon Destiny Deoxys. These were the DVDs we owned, so we always played them in the car ride to school and back.